What is going on, guys? My name is Bucky Roberts and welcome to your very first JavaScript tutorial. Now, for those of you who have no idea what JavaScript is basically a scripting language used to make web pages more interactive. So, for example, if you have a web page and you maybe want to add a calculator to it, or maybe you want to put a quiz on it, or maybe you just want to have a navigation bar with some cool rollover buttons. Well, in order to do this, you need to use a special language called JavaScript, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you guys. But before I begin and we start typing JavaScript, you guys need a couple of things first. The first thing you need is a text editor. Now, any text editor will work fine, but I'm going to use one called Notepad++. Now, if you don't have this, you can go ahead, Google, download it. It's actually free, and it's actually the one I recommend. It's the best. It's awesome. Again, Notepad++. Go ahead, type that into Google, and you'll be good to go. Another thing that you guys are going to need is a knowledge of XHTML, and that's what this is right here. If you guys don't know how to create a basic web page in XHTML, then you need to watch that series first. I made a XHTML and CSS tutorial series before this, so if you don't know how to create a basic web page, go ahead and watch that. It's on my YouTube channel as well as on my website, thenewboston.com. So anyways, once you have those two things, then welcome to the world of JavaScript. So let's go ahead and for all you guys, let's begin. Let me take a deep breath and get ready, and let's go. So, like I said, JavaScript is something that you add to web pages in order to make it more interactive. So, just like everything else in XHTML, you need to add JavaScript through the use of tags. Now, the tag for JavaScript is called script, script. Now, let me mention this. In the internet, there are a lot of different scripts that you can add to web pages. There's JavaScript. Actually, there's like 50 different types of scripting languages. JavaScript is just one of them. So when our browser comes across this code, we need to tell it explicitly that we're going to be working with JavaScript. So in order to tell our browser that, we need to give it an attribute called type, and we set this equal to text/JavaScript. Go ahead and end that, and go ahead and add an ending script tag. And in between these tags is where you're going to be typing all of your JavaScript code. So that is JavaScript code. It's not really, but that's my example. And in between here, like I said, all of our coding is going to be done. So let's go ahead and actually let's write a real simple program right now. Go ahead and copy me document.write, and inside parentheses with a semicolon at the end, add quotation marks and write like, hey now brown cow. Now I know you guys don't understand what this document write, why we had parentheses, or why we even have a semicolon at the end, but for now I just want to make sure that JavaScript is set up in your browser and you're able to run it. So let's go ahead and save this, and go ahead and you can press run, launch in Chrome, launch in IE, launch it in whatever browser you want. So let me go ahead and move this back and check out what we got. Hey now brown cow. So as you can see, JavaScript is working in my browser. If anything like that pops up in your browser, that means that, well, you're probably at school and they tried to block YouTube or something, so they probably took JavaScript off your browsers. But anyways, make sure that you have JavaScript set up. So if you see this, that means you're good to go. If you get an error message or don't see this at all, that means that it's not working in your browser and you need to fix that. So with that being said, let me mention one more thing. A lot of the older browsers, like, when they first started making the internet and web pages, a lot of the browsers didn't understand JavaScript. Their main job was just to understand a basic HTML web page. So whenever they try to read a program like this, it's just going to come across them and be like, whoa, what the heck is this? I don't know, so I'm just going to go ahead and type out whatever in there. And we want hey now brown cow to type out on our webpage. We don't want this whole long string of text right here. So if it's typing out something weird or something other than hey now brown cow, that may be the issue, is that you have an older browser and it doesn't understand what JavaScript is. So anyways, if you know that you're going to be making a web page using JavaScript, and a lot of people with older computers are going to be looking at it, or if you know that your viewers have older browsers, you might want to add a little safety check. In order to protect against older browsers from trying to read this JavaScript, go ahead and put the greater than sign, or is that the less than sign? I think that's a less than sign. Exclamation point minus minus, and when you're done with your JavaScript, go ahead and press forward slash minus minus greater than sign. Now, whenever older browsers come across this, it's going to think that this is just a comment and it's just going to ignore it basically. So go ahead and save this and refresh and see what we get. You can see that since this is a new browser, it's going to know not to ignore it, and it's going to be smart enough to know that this is indeed JavaScript. But if I had an old browser, it wouldn't type anything at all. So that's a nice little safety check that you can use against older browsers. It's going to work with or without it, but for the sake of this tutorial, since I know that I'm going to be using a new browser, I'm going to go ahead and delete them because, I mean, we only have so much space here, and that's just taking up space. But anyways, it's common practice, or it's good practice to include those whenever you're typing JavaScript. So I'm not, but you might want to. Personal preference. So anyways, well, that's probably all I need to teach you guys for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're probably going to be talking about comments and variables. So anyways, go ahead and, just get JavaScript set up. Go ahead and include these tags and make sure that you, try to test out this line of code. And trust me, I know you guys don't understand what's going on right now, but now that you're set up, you're ready to move on to the next tutorial. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos, and I will see you guys, in the next tutorial.